Yes. But once again, from here on out, I think we can have the general consensus on this one. There won't ever be any other smoke outside the pop.
Not even Ninja Smoke.
That's specifically why I started the cast this way, just because of the. But nah, smoke was just smoke. I mean, did he have some pop? Yeah, but he was just smoke. And then there was metal smoke, but you know, that's that Triborg shit. You know what I mean?
Well, he was Cyber Smoke first, and then they made the Triborg.
He was Ninja Smoke, then he was Cyber Smoke,
and then he became the Triborg, I believe.
That's what I meant instead of the metal. Well, because you had metal.
Because in Mortal Kombat 9, like he somehow is restored back to humanity or whatever, right? Because he's human in that one.
Yeah, the gray white haired smoke. I like that smoke too.
The coolest version of smoke.
Honestly, that was definitely from what I remember, the first time they really started giving it was all the Lin Kuei at one point, the Ninja Clan. Then they all branched off into their own weird fucking segments, but not being a combat head, that was the first time I had ever really noticed that they were giving like the ninja their own like kind of identities outside of them having like different, you know, skill sets and shit. Because again, back in the day, look, you know, we knew Sub-Zero and Scorpion. But
yeah, Reptile was just Scorpion and Sub-Zero in the pit together.
Yeah, like, you know what it is.
He's just green.
In all fairness, those were the main three, and they had already had their mainstream / they all had their pushes. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? Especially Sub-Zero. But you have your other. Because, shit, altogether it was, what, like 6 ninjas? And, like, the other...
Yeah, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, Ermac,
Rain,
and
Smoke.
Noob, Saibot, Smoke.
Alright, we can put Noob in there, but I don't include him.
I'm just going through the ninjas that were in the games.
Like, the ninja that weren't dead prior to...
who were just all ninjas. Like, they all had the ninja skin, you know?
Alright, so, you know what? Like, that question that's definitely directed way into fucking Mortal Kombat trilogy. And, folks, it's not a fucking Mortal Kombat, this ain't another Mortal Kombat rant.
Episode.
But, trilogy is when, like, all the ninjas was really around. Rain, that's when Rain got known for his fucking, that ill fucking, roundhouse kick that would knock a motherfucker from one end of the level to the next. I think I fucked with Ermac a little bit, but either way, they were all separated by like their colors. Ironically, on some gang shit, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. But MK9 is, like I said, that's when, like, all right, they didn't all have like the same fucking gear with different colors, but again, like you said, with Smoke, you know what I mean, you saw he had like the mask, but he had the white gray hair coming out.
Hair out. Ermac looks like, you know, a demon.
Yeah,
basically by this point.
Reptile started looking like, and
Reptile was reptilian.
Yeah. And I mean, even with 11, like, no Saibot has separated himself clearly. It'd have been nice to see what they would have done if Reptile was in there, but
yeah, I was really waiting on Reptile.
With Sub-Zero and Scorpion, bro, like, all right, they have different skins and shit like that, but
it's not the same.
The only thing that separates them is their moveset, which, you know, is some original shit, but the only, all right, Rain is a little different. I'll give him credit because, you know, they made him look like a real, like, Persian kind of prince kind of thing.
Yeah. Which,
you know, cool, fuck it. That separates him. But, we're not here to talk about Mortal Kombat. We're not talking about no type of combat at all. We're here to talk about you. We're here to talk about you, baby.
Welcome once again emanating out of the slums of East Williamsburg.
Yes.
A relatively pleasant Monday night, except for the people who probably had to watch Monday Night Raw. Shout out to you, JD, and all those dudes.
And what seemed to be a very lackluster Monday Night Football game.
True indeed. Hopefully we can take the edge off.
You know what I'm saying? We here to give you that H4, baby.
Delicious H4. Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary royalty, welcome back to the Triple P, the Perfect Plex podcast.
Yeah, you forgot to mention the aliens.
They probably won't get this signal until like 15 years from now, maybe. Oh, wait, we're not broadcasting, so I guess it doesn't work like that.
I mean,
unless they're hooked up to the Earth internet, I don't know.
Those are ones that are late, but there's a couple of aliens are already amongst us.
That's probably not a lie. Not a lie at all. We're here once again to do what we do on Monday nights. Run mouth about sport things.
And get a little raw.
Always raw. I don't want to say going in raw because then that'll be gimmick infringement for Steven Larson. Shout out to them.
But we like it raw though.
Who doesn't, son? Who doesn't?
I mean, I would like to touch that, but I won't.
Yeah. Except, for my asexuals, shout out to y'all.
I'm saying, if you don't want to partake, I get it, but,
we try to make everyone feel heard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we try to create that comfort level. But once again, we're here. Well, we're here, we're there. Fuck it, we everywhere, baby. This is the, until I get a permanent tan, Lightskin Bandit, who is light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? Once again, to my right, that's the, one of the major liquidity. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I guess we'll call him T5. Yeah, because it was T2, and then you had Shorty and T3, but she wasn't on the liquid shit. She was just on that side,
She was liquid metal over endoskeleton.
Okay,
okay.
Whatever. Oh, so yeah, they tried to create her perfect.
Yeah, but that movie sucks. I mean, it's okay, I guess, but largely sucks. But I am the Liquid Snake. Not a T-1000, even though one of my favorite scenes of all time, Terminator 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time. I still got it on VHS. And for you kids that may be listening, what a VHS is there used to be a machine called VCR, and we would put this tape into the VCR and press play, much like a analog YouTube, if you will. And we would watch movies and shit.
We had to actually physically put something into a machine to watch videos.
And potentially have to put our fingers into the slots in the back of said tape and, make sure that the tape didn't get too loose,
That was fun.
Or your tape is fucked. You can't watch the movie. Either way, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is excellent. If you never watched that, go watch it. Shit, even if you have watched it, go watch it. It's a great movie. In that movie, when the T-1000 is posing as John Connor's mom, and she fucking knives, like Killer Instinct, Glacius knives, like the dad through the face.
Yeah, as he was swinging the milk.
That shit was so
while
hard
she was on the phone.
Like, it should have been horrifying because, like, I was a little kid or whatever. Like, there are a lot of parts of that movie should be horrifying to me as a kid. The only one that ever really got to me, and I guess this is a shout out to you, Ruby, because here we are talking about a movie. Gotta get you on an episode soon. Maybe we'll talk about Judgment Day. There's your homework assignment. Anyway, the only thing that ever freaked me out in that movie is the nuclear winter episode part where Sarah Connor is imagining the nuclear winter in her nightmare or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that was...
And she, is melted into a skeleton on the fence.
Yeah, and then they show that weird baby doll, and
yeah, like everything is all, peaceful and shit, and then the flash happens and everything burns. That shit horrified me. I was like, oh shit, like nuclear war could really happen, and like that's what it would be.
Just to kind of go a little bit more into that, just the way that the first Terminator ended, when she was driving to Mexico and they took that flick of her, son.
Yeah.
That it was very eerie and part 2 was definitely way more mainstream than part 1, but part 1 definitely set the tone.
It did. But yeah, if I could be any of the Terminators, I guess I would be the T-1000 because he seemed to be the most imposing and almost successful. We're not going to talk about the Sarah Connor Chronicles because
plus he was the villain in Double Dragons.
Also true, and he was also in the X-Files.
Yes, he was.
Not as a villain though. He was
he was
an FBI agent that time.
He had a look. He had a certain look for that time, so it worked.
He did. So shout out to you.
This isn't a movie cast, nor is it a game cast, even though Terminator.
Yeah, we went from Mortal Kombat to Terminator.
Well, Terminator is in Mortal Kombat, so. Well, Mortal Kombat 11.
They should have put the T-1000 in Mortal Kombat 11. That should have been hard.
At this point, I'm pretty sure they're going to put him in part 12.
Maybe they didn't want to pay Robert Patrick for his likeness. Perhaps. I don't know. That would have been amazing, though.
Well, listen, like the bag they got just from like the first half a year of Mortal Kombat 11 being out, he'll definitely be in part 12. So. I guess that's the first light-skinned prophecy.
There you go.
Of this episode.
Mortal Kombat. First light-skinned prophecy. The T-1000, Robert Patrick himself, will be in Mortal Kombat 12. Is he still alive?
I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything about him passing away. So I'll say yeah.
Speaking of passing away, because here's where we'll kind of transition to some of what we're talking about in this episode. I actually pause that for me for a second. I feel like this deserves some silence here. I want to give a heartfelt R.I.P. to Judy Bagwell, who died today, apparently. So R.I.P. to her. We make, the reference to Judy Bagwell in the poll, like everybody does. And the internet makes this reference all the time. And it's sad, as someone who's also lost their mother. So I feel for Buff wherever he's at. So shout out to you,
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus. I'm sorry for your loss. So I didn't want to forget that. So I'm glad I was able to remember that.
And I mean, it is honestly, and it's fucked up to have to bring the man up in regards to something like this, but he could be considered to be one of the more underrated characters. I won't say talents, but definitely characters that were ever involved in the game. Definitely the dark ages of WCW, but
that's right. Shout out to the American Males. That's probably like the 4th American Males reference I've made on this show. Like,
maybe I don't know.
I feel like I've referenced them before.
Maybe once, but yeah, anybody that doesn't know anything about wrestling, the American Males were more known for their theme song, which I probably should have sampled years ago. But like their theme song and their look.
You still can. You still can.
That's a timestamp right there. But Marcus, brother, my heartfelt, everything goes out to you, brother. I'm saying, and again, he's an individual that has already been through some bullshit, bro. Car accident or whatever, son.
Burial of his career.
Yeah. You get buried, then you get into a car accident, and I mean, the burial. Being buried in the term and ideology behind that, it gets thrown out a lot. For me, it gets thrown out a little too much. You know what I'm saying? But he was somebody that was buried for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, certain menaces are menaces, and none of their names are Dennis. So, I mean, you can do the math with that. But the brother, he was Buff the Stuff was definitely a real integral part of my childhood or my early teenhood, whatever you want to call it. But you know what I'm saying?
Your adolescence.
Yeah, the adolescence. But you know what I'm saying? Buff the Stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that knows that term knows exactly what was going on during that time, and you understand the vibes that were created during that time, and you know you just feel for the dude, and again, yeah, I luckily I haven't had to experience that. I don't know how the fuck I will react to that, but you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just having my pops go through a car accident a couple of months ago was, you know, scary enough. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, he's still around, but, you know, I couldn't imagine how the man is feeling, and, you know, it's all you can hope for is just, you know, just you know, the best overall.
Yes. I wish I had a bell, because then I guess we could do the 10 bell salute, but
That may take a little bit too long. So.
No, it's fine. You know, we feel it. You know, you can play it. You know, for yourselves in your minds. You know, or do a separate 10 bell salute to Miss Judy Bagwell. So R.I.P.
Kind of wish I had the you know, the Buff Bagwell theme queued up for that one, son. But you know, the Buff Daddy.
There you go. There's your heartfelt thing right there. And with that, you know, I guess that kind of foreshadows some of what we're going to talk about in the episode. But first, we need that hard hitting, that biting, foosball analysis that you come to us for. So that's why we put in the first 20 minutes, because we know that's the sweet spot for y'all. You know, shout out to YouTube Studio Analytics. You know,
it's a sweet spot, but you know, it's once again, it's all about the timing. You know what I'm saying? This is when, you know, for whatever reason, the beer seems to taste a little bit better. Of course, the wings are hitting. You know what I'm saying? I can't call myself a spring baby. I'm kind of like the tail end of a fucking winter baby. But, you know, I mean, if I had my choice, I would have preferred to be like a fall baby. You know what I'm saying? Especially a Virgo. I mean, I get along with them. I seem to get along with Scorpios too, for whatever reason. We definitely in that Scorpio season. Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
But you know, as things start to get a little cooler, you know what I'm saying, the days aren't as long, and there seems to be a few chillers. I mean, that good foosball seems to always be the chicken soup for the soul. You know what I'm saying? This season, however, has been a real clusterfuck. But yeah, that's on several different fucking levels. You know what I'm saying? But
I thought for a second you were gonna talk about something that's like worse than chicken soup. I'd like to justify it. I couldn't think of something, but what would that be like? Like,
I don't even know right now.
Like chicken in a can, like, or something like that. Like,
yeah, back when that existed, maybe.
I think you can still get chicken in a can, apparently.
All right, whatever the you know, back when all the shit was really administered, you know, the government version of food, son. You know, the real OG terms, that government cheese, but I never really had to deal with that, luckily. Definitely, you know, again, them white generic cans, you know, the government
the mixed vegetables.
Oh shit, just the government fucking apple juice, son. Which was mad, like all right, cider is dark and cloudy, but this shit was just, you know, borderline black, and I don't know what the fuck that was. Damn sure it wasn't apples. But yeah. Right now I'm here to discuss certain things as a as a Raiders fan. I'm gonna take a swig before I say all this. Raiders Nation, we've dealt with a lot of bullshit. I honestly, we're approaching 20 years since our last Super Bowl appearance. You know, for what it's worth, I'm not a hater. You know, shout out to the O2 Bucks. I mean, I couldn't even be a hater, especially of that team, because I was a fan of too many players on that team. You know, Warren Sapp, John Lynch, of course, Rondé Barber. You know what I'm saying? Booger McFarlane. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, Simeon Rice. Shit. You know, Keenan McCardell. I mean, various different individuals, but I don't know what curse is being administered right now, but for whatever reason, it seems like whenever we get right, you know what I mean, we get all the way the fuck wrong, but that's their rated outlaw culture. You know, it's been going on for a little bit, for maybe a week and a half by this point, but of course Henry Ruggs got both suspended and cut because unfortunately, you know, he chose to drive behind the wheel highly intoxicated. From what I read, his toxicity level was double the legal amount. Not to mention the man was driving a damn Corvette. And you know, for those of you who are you know in the know, the articles that have come out, they all make sure that they have highlighted the speed with which he was driving, which was 156 miles per hour. As of today, or tonight, this evening, he's officially been charged with 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. Once again, unfortunately, the young lady involved who he hit, she passed away, along with her dog who was in the car. And, you know, it's a horrible situation, you know, and, you know, it's one of those that's very prevalent, you know, and, you know, any culture and any form of life, you know, it's one of those of, this one is definitely somebody making a horrible mistake at the wrong time, because from what I gathered and what a lot of people say, you know, Henry wasn't really anybody that was out there wigging out, you know, he wasn't, you know, and you can say that about a lot of the, you know, the Alabama players under Nick Saban, and, you know, to his credit, man, he knows how to train and lead, you know, real professionals, you know what I'm saying, both on the field and in life. So this is definitely one of those kind of like, you know, weird situations when it comes to like somebody that came from Alabama. And honestly, when you see pictures of Henry Ruggs sitting in that fucking wheelchair, you know, you kind of want to feel sorry for him, but it's like, yeah, you know, and, you know, back in the day, you know, well, shit, there was a couple of dudes that kind of went through this type of situation, but you know, hopefully, if nothing else, you know, hopefully he bounces back, you know, obviously not in football, but, you know, in life, to where he can, you know, at least, you know, this can easily be a one of those real negative stories where shit just goes downhill for somebody that was on their way up. I mean, the brother Flimlo Rap does a lot of Flimlo Rap, excuse me. He does, you know, a lot of videos on individuals who have that story, and even he'll start his videos like that, being like, "Yo, I hate doing stories like this," because, you know, he wants to be on that uplifting, optimistic shit, but, you know, unfortunately, there's been too many stories where, you know, somebody was all the way up, then came all the way the fuck down, and again, you know, that's one side of the spectrum. We do the cast to kind of bring, you know, different flavors and different ranges to shit. So Henry Ruggs is on one wave, and like the Raiders what they have going on is some whole other shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they definitely had to let a couple of fucking players go within the last couple of days because of all types of nonsense. So, like I said, unfortunately, you know, Raiders Nation, as soon as we get right, we get wrong. But on the other side of that, and again, this won't be a wrestling cast by no means, but if y'all know who this man is, you know, he used to be known as Dean Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley. You know, he's
real
name
Jonathan Good.
Yeah, Jonathan Good, you know what I'm saying? But he's a public figure, you know what I'm saying? And again, within the wrestling realm, you could say he's probably one of the top 10 wrestlers in the game right now. Some would say top 5. I don't know about that, but whatever.
You could.
You can say that.
There's an argument.
Well, especially last year, but you know, that's on Buzz and you know, X Factor, but whatever.
And timing.
Yeah, exactly. But on another note, in regards to not necessarily bad mistakes, but you know what I'm saying, the effects of alcoholism and you know what I'm saying, what it could lead to and what it won't. You know, Brother Moxley chose to put himself in rehab when a lot of people would say that, you know, he was riding high. And a lot of athletes, but shit, a lot of wrestlers. I mean, look, if y'all not wrestling fans that are listening to us, like, at least watch The Dark Side of the Ring, because you don't have to be a fucking sports fan or a wrestling fan to enjoy that. And just them stories are just life stories. But honestly speaking, had he not gone to rehab, he could have easily been one of those motherfuckers on Dark Side. But he's of a younger generation, so he's seen the missteps and the mishaps of the older generations or their, you know what I'm saying, demons and what that could lead to. Plus, again, you know what I mean, he's a new father, you know what I mean? He's on that end of the spectrum of like, yo, yeah, I see I have a problem. It's not getting me anywhere. I need to switch something up. You know what I'm saying? So even though there was an addiction there, that's the you know, the more positive side of that spectrum.
Yeah. I just like, yeah. And then that's it. Episode over. You know, I also imagine...
There you have it.
I imagine, you know, being not only a new father, but newly married, you're in a positive situation where you are valued. As he has said many times, working in the WWE is what made him into a man. And so I imagine now that he is a man, you know, with a family and people who not only depend on him, but love and care about him. And it's not just about his family, his child, you know, his friends, his loved ones, etc.
He can't be Wild Boy Moxley no more, like, you know, that CZW niggas, man.
Yep, it's you know, he may be able to still do the death matches, but he certainly can't drink like it anymore. No. And I'm glad that not only did he choose to get help, but chose to publicize it.
Yeah.
They could have very easily fronted Tony Khan and Mox and whoever could have, and just said that he was injured.
Yeah, did it to some real macho shit.
And that's it. Like, he was injured, and people would have accepted it and just waited until he had come back. But he chose to be honest with the world, and that's very commendable. And it's unfortunate because, you know, I just want to touch into the negative real quick in that because of the tribalism of the fan base, of the internet wrestling fan base in particular, people have made fun of him and tried to now scrutinize all these actions that he's done before his decision to go get treatment.
This is somebody that like, all right, this is somebody that was supposed to defend the fucking Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, but didn't because of these same issues. And again, that was what, 2015, 2016?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? And that's somebody who clearly has learned from their mistakes. You know what I mean? He could have easily been on the same wave, riding high, being one of the main dudes in AEW. But no, he saw the flaw and he was like, all right, you know what? For me to truly progress, this shit can't continue, bro. You what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, my pops is in rehab right now. Not for no real addiction, but because he was at that point in his life, he's like, you know what? I kind of need this shit. I'm not addicted to nothing, but, you know what I'm saying? There needs to be a shift. And, you know, that's you know, not only is that commendable, but, you know, some grown man shit, man.
So since you made the comparison between the two men, obviously wildly different situations, but like, what is to be learned, I guess I would say, from, you know, the actions of dudes who, again, like you just said, were riding high, and I don't want to say seemingly untouchable, I guess, because no one's really untouchable, but like had no real reason to show, you know, any sign of problems or any sign of struggle. And, you know, everyone always says, yeah, everyone's going through this struggle and you can't read minds unless you can. I guess shout out to you psychics out there. It must be a terrifying existence to be able to read people's thoughts.
I mean, honestly, Lana, it's a very complicated yet simplistic answer. One dude got caught, the other didn't. You know what I'm saying? And that has nothing to do with race, but one dude really, alright, in the case of John Moxley, he had already been riding high on several different levels. And truth be told, he kind of did get coddled. You know what I'm saying? But, and in some ways it is a little bit more fucked up, because like I said earlier, Henry Ruggs has no real notable incident record. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know, I don't know. You don't throw out the term sharpshooter or clean cut, but he wasn't really involved in no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Prior to this.
Right.
Which, you know what I'm saying, ultimately is like, goddamn, all right. So again, that one fucking mistake. So that one time. Your whole life is fucked up. And, you know, I don't know if he was going to be a Pro Bowler or Hall of Famer, but he was on the ascension of his career, bro. Third year. You know what I'm saying? You one of the main targets on the Raiders. You in Vegas, so on and so forth. Yeah. Now, all right, being in Vegas may have ultimately, you know what I'm saying, added to that.
Contributed to this unfortunate tragedy.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, with Moxley, bro, like, the E coddled him, son. Like, he had several incidents over there. And that's why, you know, I fucked with him, especially now, but especially when he first got to AEW, because even though, like, you know, clearly he was still having some of those issues, you could see there was still more of a maturity there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, I guess the term working alcoholic would be, and shit, there's a lot of them, shit, I'm probably one of them, but, you know, like, you could see, like, he wasn't gonna let like those demons interfere with his professionalism anymore, which I respected. But you know what I'm saying, ultimately, you see what it is, man. You see,
people might kill me for this comparison, but I always talk about this all the time. And trust me, guys, I am not letting Mans off the hook for his actions or whatever, but Michael Vick, I'm sure, could have very easily parlayed his vast fame and influence at the time of his crimes against dogs that he was linked to and associates of his were committing, and did not. Like, chose to be like, all right, I'm going to take responsibility for this thing and do my time. And I always respected that. And, you know, obviously, there's no jail time, and nothing serious is jail time here or anything like that. But
I mean, he kind of didn't have any choice neither. But you know,
but like,
he already had motherfuckers ratting on him, so the case was already built up against him. Now, before all that happened, had he, again, this is, people want to hear this, but had he thrown or had he gone to those individuals that were caught up originally and been like, listen, don't say my name. And if you go to jail, when you come out, I got 10 million waiting for you. Shut the fuck up. He may have been a little bit better, but they got caught, and as soon as they got caught, his name was the first that was coming out of their mouths. So ultimately, like, he had no choice but to walk in at that point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he should have handled shit a little different, though, ultimately.
True indeed. And again, I don't want to blame anyone for, you know, such horrific, you know, consequences in the case of Ruggs, but you know, like you said, it was just that wrong choice.
I mean, bro,
and it blew up. You know, that one time it blew up. You know, like I couldn't even say it's a wrong choice. It was just a choice that didn't go well.
Bro, if I'm a 22-year-old with like, I was wilding at 22 and I was broke. If I'm a multi-millionaire, oh shit, if I just got a couple 100,000 stacks,
ditto. Like,
oh my god, and I'm in Vegas, it's hard not to feel untouchable. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You've been putting up your numbers already on the squad, so I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, yo, bro, it's hard to slow down when you're running. I get it, but yeah, sometimes you just gotta jog, man.
So shout out to John Moxley. I eagerly await your return.
Yeah, he needs to take, you know, after rehab, he needs to take some time off. You know what I'm saying? Like, because clearly being on the road isn't good for him right now. Now, at some point, that will turn into therapy, but he has to be away from that long enough. So, like, you know what I mean? Because I think he's only in a 30-day program. After he comes out, take another month off. Or whatever. Let's say another 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know when they setting up Revolut. Does Jericho still do his boat ride?
Didn't it already happen?
Nah, it's always New Year's.
I imagine so.
Like that first week of New Year's.
Yeah, no, I imagine so then.
All right, well, I mean, if he does it long enough, stay tuned for the triple P's from the. I'm saying I don't even know what to call that shit now.
I think it's still called like the Rock and Rager, you know, cruise or whatever. Jericho Rock and Rager cruise or whatever.
Stay tuned for the Sex Gods cruise.
There you go.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know.
So do you want to? You mentioned earlier in the very super professional production meeting that you wanted to talk about some Washington football shit.
But I mean that is in connection with the bullshit within the Raiders. Again, long story short, I believe there's still kind of up in the air, but I think there's an investigation going on within the Washington football team. You know, based upon their transgressions in regards to what could only be described as frat boy fucking antics. And again, there's a blizzard coming. When that shit hits, I can't really tell you, but there's too many people talking too much shit, and then there's too many other people on the other side questioning shit. So there's gonna be a lot of damn facts that people don't want to come out that's gonna come out. When that happens, then hey. Honestly, I may have to compare that shit to the steroids scandal back in, what was that, 04, 05 for baseball.
Yeah. What was that shit? Balco or whatever. Balco
was always brought up in regards to Barry Bonds, but the steroid scandal. It's borderline that, cause a lot of names is gonna be brought up in that. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised if you see a lot of motherfuckers walk away, son. Within these next couple of within like this part of this season and like the beginning of next season. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised if a lot of like high level officials and individuals just happen to step down or happen to fucking give their duties to somebody else or just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, there was a lot of flammery going on, and a lot of motherfuckers thought that shit was cool and funny, but and retribution will come. Well, the real retribution, not the WWE version.
Shout out to Mustafa Ali. You are criminally underused, still, unfortunately.
Yes, he is.
He is. But I guess before we talk about more wrestling shit, we're gonna do our quick basketball quota because more than 40 minutes in, because those fans who come for that basketball heat, need to be fed. There isn't much, unless you want to talk about some fantasy stuff.
I mean, I'd rather not.
Oh no, real quick, I'm gonna at least put my finger in the air because I won my fantasy matchup as of Sunday. My first fantasy matchup win in 20 years. So I'm really excited about that.
It's a landmark.
Shout out to Bohan Bogdanovic and Jared Allen, definitely. And TJ McConnell, my guys. And like
putting on.
Pick up TJ McConnell for you fantasy guys. Like, he's getting minutes because Malcolm Brogdon ain't playing a lot. So that's my snake bite for you. Oh, is that what we're gonna call it? I don't like that. That doesn't work. Whatever. That's my little tip for you. We'll work on that. But speaking of basketball, today Twitter was aflame, the internet was aflame with allegations, scandalous announcements coming out of Boston saying that they are willing to trade for Ben Simmons, who is still, as of tonight, right, still sitting on the bench. I imagine continuing.
Boy, no, he's not even in the damn stadium, son.
Wow.
He's at the crib.
He's at the crib chilling with old girl. But what is it? Every game he gets fined like $400K or some shit. Like,
borderline.
Is the game check something like that?
Borderline.
Damn, $400K.
So much so that after a certain point, and I'm not sure how they'll do this. I mean, if the Sixers are able to pull this off, then they are G's. But after a certain point, his actual like contract money won't be enough to handle that. So they will have to dip into that 15 guarantee they gave him. And boy, if they get that money back, you know what? I'm all Sixers all the way, because that's some pimp shit, all right? Fuck Ben Simmons. That would be
hilarious if they really
then he's bent over a barrel.
Then they invoice this nigga like, listen, my guy, like that money we gave you, that advance we gave you, bro.
I'm saying you ain't doing nothing with that, bro.
You need to come up off that chain, my guy.
So your album ain't hitting, bro. I mean, you shooting all these hard videos, but
you telling us to drop you and what choice do you leave us?
Nah, we need at least 5 of that 15 back, baby.
That would be hilarious.
Hey, again, if they do that, they are all the way G'd up. So I am all the way Sixers if they do that.
So out of Beantown, they are saying allegedly that they will trade Jaylen Brown, I imagine, straight up, because the money kind of matches if you do 1-for-1. Especially given now, I'm not a financier or a contract nigga, but I imagine the money that they have taken from Ben Simmons kind of makes that price.
No. Compared to Ben's contract, Jaylen's is...
No, I looked it up because the trade machine thing I did earlier. So it's about $3 million difference, which is fine. So presumably the deal would be Ben for Jalen straight up with cash because of that cash discrepancy. Or maybe send one of the young Celtics that is like $2 or $3 million contract. I was hoping that they could send Marcus Smart in that deal, but he's apparently untradeable. I guess he has a player option when they extended him, whenever it is they extended him. But anyway, 1 for 1. So what do you make that deal? You gonna do that? Do you do that if you're the Sixers?
If I'm the Sixers, yeah. If I'm in Boston, fuck no.
I don't know. It looks good, honestly. It's similar to my Kyrie and Ben argument if they make that deal, which is definitely not going to happen at this point.
Boston, as we discussed during, I guess, the pre-production meeting, they already have had.
We have a lot of meetings.
They already had fucking chemistry issues, bro. Ben does not help any of that, son. Honestly, I mean, with Ben there, son, like, I ain't gonna hold you, boy. Ben at this point is he seems like, wherever he goes, boy, all he thinks about is his numbers, son. So at this point, you have a bigger, Australian light-skinned version of fucking Rondo, son. And, I mean, I guess I'll accept that, but at least Rondo kind of led niggas to a fucking final, son. He was led to his first his first chip. Then he led that old ass Celtics team to the next finals. Lost in 7 to Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. But I mean, again, if Ben goes to Boston, he gives them a different dimension, yeah, but I mean, for how long? Boston is becoming like that rest stop, son. Motherfuckers just go there for 1 year, get right, then go somewhere the fuck else.
No, like, I don't like this shit. Like, there's something about it. Like, I don't like this shit, and they're not loyal enough to stay. At all. I would love if they made that deal. My trade machine example was 2 for 2. Just to at least give Boston some value on the deal. I may have sent Tybal or someone like that for Josh Richardson, which would be hilarious because then the Sixers get Josh Richardson back.
Yeah, no. If I'm Boston, I don't want just Ben, bro. Like, we're not doing that.
That's why I would send Tybal because that's at least a sweet cherry. You know what I'm saying? Because even if there's some bullshit with Simmons, you get a very good defensive player who is improving.
I may try to swindle Maxey up off him.
Exactly, like a player like that, because the money still kind of matches up. I did the trade machine, and like I said, my deal was Josh Richardson and Jalen for Ben and Matisse Thybulle. And the trade machine said it was good. So I think, again, there's still that $3 million cap floating, but if you're already willing to dock Ben all this pay, or I guess hypothetically come for that money you already gave him, then
but listen, bro, look, how many times have you put Ben Simmons in the fucking dry machine since last summer, son?
Me and thousands of other dudes.
No, just you.
Like,
just you.
Well, me for fun, like maybe 10 times, maybe 15 times.
And how many of them fucking scenarios have worked out, son?
The only good one is I keep talking, and I guess we'll beat into the ground now because you asked me the question, is the Buddy Hield trade that from the Kings, but that would have been a 3-team deal. And again, that would have been fine. And the Sixers would have got exactly what they needed, which is a volume scorer who can play 2 positions, who doesn't clog the paint for Joel Embiid.
But see, that shows you what the fuck is up, because the Kings have really, really cooled on that trade, son. Because if they was really on it, they could just be like, yo, Ben for Buddy, straight up. And that
might have been nice. And maybe that's possibly what the deal was, and they still said no, is what I assume.
Yeah. No, yeah, a lot
just
of that
like
is
the
on
Lakers,
the Sixers, but
your bum asses. Y'all got that Buddy Hield right now, son. Y'all
big,
stupid.
Big lane.
Shout out to Scram, son. Like these are your guys, son. This is what they did, son.
Well, he has no choice. But
meanwhile, you got Russell Westbrook fucking clanging mid-range jumpers. And hey, I will give Russ the credit for shooting them, but man,
Well, I mean,
Man,
shit. Look.
like-
The way shit stands and the way the league is looking, they are still in very good shape to at least make the Western Conference ship, son.
Yeah, just on sheer star power and offensive ability, barring any injuries.
Well, yeah, a
knock
lot
on
of-
wood. But
yeah, a lot of that will probably be, by default, but that's neither here nor there.
that's true. Y'all still can have Buddy Hield though. But just to kind of finish this thread with Boston and Philly, I do that deal. Fuck it. If Boston really gonna send their best player, which again is a mistake on Boston's part, but if they're gonna send it, and no disrespect to Jason Tatum or anything, but Jaylen Brown all around is probably their best player so far in the young season. So that would be a nice swing to move for the Sixers. They get a player who shows some level of leadership, kinda, is a great two-way player because their whole team is just great two-way players, or at least good two-way players. Him and Tobias, I feel, would have a fantastic two-man game together. And they can deal with the fact that Joel Embiid is in and out due to injury, and what I predict that they will rest him to deal with those injuries / sickness. Shout out to Joel Embiid. I hope you don't have COVID. They don't seem to say that you do. They just say that you're sick. So I hope you're good, especially since you're on my fantasy team. But even if you weren't, I still hope you were good because the Sixers need you. But also, I like to see you play.
On that same level, nothing else has come out about brother AD. They said he has some sort of stomach illness. But, they say it's not COVID related, so...
Do you think that COVID is going to be like the new flu-like symptoms for ball players? Not so much to cover up hangovers or whatever, but like to be like, all right, I'm going to rest to do a game, or, my son just didn't feel like playing today, so, he got tested and the test was iffy,
Well, to answer your question, yeah, but that's a whole nother level of fucked up in this, but I mean, game management, son, or what, I forgot the term. What was it? The Kawhi Leonard shit, son.
Oh, that's load management.
Load management.
Yeah, load management.
Player
Player rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely yeah. Unfortunately.
And again, I never got. And again, as a fan, like if you paid mad money to come see Kawhi or whoever, and they're on load management and they rested the game you paid for, I'd be tight too. But I also understand especially for players that have a high usage rate, they're gonna have to sit out a game or two. I'd rather risk that than see them deal with some horrifying injury or something that makes them miss a season.
Stop bullshitting, bro. Like if you want to rest the motherfucker, I'm not against that. I'm never mad when like you see like this person ain't playing because rest. And again, all the old heads want to be like, no, fuck that, son. If you first of all, y'all motherfuckers got rest. They just got rest in different ways, right?
That's why I asked that question, because flu-like symptoms, is usually code for niggas partied or niggas are hungover or just niggas don't feel like it, today or whatever, like.
I mean, even that is some
bullshit.
bullshit.
Not to shit on the niggas who actually had the flu and stuff like that, but.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, first of all, for you to use the flu, that's
playing with fire, son. Because then you get the actual flu and you're like, fuck.
Come up with something else at least, but. I mean, look, I'm both very, on the wave of like the old school mentality of, real grit and grind, but at the same time, if you got a fucked up ankle or a broken leg, don't go. Get your shit together, please. I don't need you to, no. Don't do that. Now, again, back in the day, they had to do shit like that because if they ain't play, they ain't get paid. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the NFL. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like the shit is a grind. So, like, you got to give motherfuckers rest at certain points. And, again, back in the day, like, if you know what I'm saying, if the Bulls was spanking, all right, just to throw some random ass team out there at this point, some whack team back then.
Cavaliers.
That's what I was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to think of another team, but the Nets. All right, like the Nets back in like '96. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendall Gill. If they spanking them by like 20 in the third quarter, son, Phil Jackson does not have Jordan and Pippen out during the fourth playing a lot of times. So. But at the same time, you can respect that because it's like, all right, they got rest because they earned it. They spanked these niggas. The game was over by the game was probably over by the first quarter, but.
And I would also argue that, and this is not on some old head like, oh, coaches knew better back then, blah blah blah. I feel like
you had to be a different coach back then because the game was way more physical back then.
And I feel like
these days you can let these motherfuckers run because they're not being hit.
And as you know, an old complaint of mine is that certain coaches, not all, because there's some who are specialists, and you know, not every coach is equal. But
right.
I always argue that they don't really get enough juice for the squeeze out of their lineups. You know, like dudes need to get reps because they always talk about how players need to stay ready, right?
Yeah.
And they should. This is your job. So I feel as coach, this is your job to, as the tactician.
Yes.
You know, you're meeting with your coordinators in terms of football, which even football leans more heavily on.
You don't really truly understand like the true dynamics of your team unless you go through your whole fucking team. You don't know the identity of your team.
Yeah, or the combinations of what you have or rapport.
Yeah, you don't know what your strengths are. Like that's perceived perception shit. Oh yeah, like my first 6, they do this, so that's enough.
It's enough, you know, or my first 8, because I would just argue that most coaches go to 8 on average. And I understand you want to preserve your team, and I understand, again, lineups are different, everybody's different, minutes are different everywhere, but in the postseason it irks me because then you often see, you know, say a main piece or a good piece go down with injury.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do. There's no depth, you know, or the player that is there on the depth chart, even if they're good, they don't have the chemistry with the rest of the team. They don't know the plays. Excuse me. They're not lost, but like, you know, they are half a step behind because those first 8 are used to doing everything psychically. As opposed, and again, not every team can go to what? There's 12 roster spots, right? Like you can't go to the 12th man.
No.
Like, but
I would never do that, boy. I'm only going 10 deep.
You know, but
you know
even that.
Shout out to the ladies.
But you don't need. Look at you. But even that, you don't see that like that. Like,
no, and
10 is
look,
nice. That's a nice rotation. You know.
All right, first of all, everybody is going to be Greg Popovich, and I say that because
even then, now we know.
No. I'm gonna pose a question to you after I'm saying that, but
go for it.
The thing is, bro, just being a 2K GM. Oh yeah, now I will always love to go 10 deep. You know what I'm saying? Most of the teams I created were of that elk. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm always in the philosophy of I need a backup for my starters, or I need a sufficient backup for like my main players, or fuck it, I just need some explosiveness off my bench, or fuck it, I just need my bench to come in and create that ill defensive presence that I've already created with my fucking starters. And again, this is all different team philosophies based upon how the fuck you want to play and what product you want to present. Point is, people always, like, again, that's perception as opposed to reality, bro. People always forget fucking Ginobili at his best was the sixth man of the fucking Spurs. He put his best numbers up as their sixth man. And
is often credited for, like, re-revolutionizing, I guess, if that's a term, that position, because people slept on it. And then when he was averaging 20 or 19 a game from that position, then people took it seriously. It's a good pivot position. You know, that 6 guy can set the tone for the whole game.
He like what you're saying is like he should have done that, but the problem is, again, that's perception. And I was even guilty of this, especially back in high school, because, well, you know what, being more basketball in tuned, I can honestly like say, like, you know what I mean, I can watch old Spurs games now and truly enjoy it, but back then it was perception wise a very boring brand of ball. But again, those was like they first 2 chips, being 90, especially 99. Shit, honestly, had they not had that lockout in 99, I don't know if the Spurs actually win. But that may have been the Lakers, the Lakers' real first year. But that's neither here nor there. Actually, I would love to talk to Scrams about that. But
maybe we'll put attack in that one.
Yeah, we may have to. But yeah, no. Those first 2 chips, 99 and 03. 03 was a little bit more. They had a little bit more range, but till this day, I still say that was probably the ugliest fucking team I saw in my life, son. But they still had that 99 essence, and you know that was old Admiral.
Shout out to what is it, Malik Rose, right?
I purposely didn't say that because I wasn't trying to put that man out there, but you did it. All right, I was just trying to be cool, son. But all right, he's out there now.
Nah, you set it up.
No, boy. If we go in there, it was Malik Rose.
It's on you. So
it was Malik Rose, Young Stack Jack. They weren't a cute team, son, but they got the chips.
And that's what truly matters.
You know what I'm saying? They had, like I said, they had that 99 essence where they knew how to squeeze you, but they had a little bit more range, especially with their 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like the emergence of like Bruce Bowen. You know what I mean? Like I said, Young Stack Jack, Tony Parker.
Maybe that might have to be the thumbnail. Bruce Bowen, Liu Kang flying kicked Wally Zerbiak in the fucking mouth.
I mean, once again, you put it out there.
We'll see. I gotta get a good like freeze frame of that, like, because you can find the video, you know, but I don't know if like they caught the perfect moment of Son. I gotta hit like Chisel Adonis hit it like. Son was like coming through with the fucking Super Saiyan diving kick on Son. Like,
it would either have to be that one or the Kobe shit. Son.
Oh, when he scissor kicked fucking Mo Williams.
Was it Mo Williams? Or
Yeah,
I thought that was Damon Jones.
No, it's Mo Williams for sure, son, because he had to wear the mask for a while.
Yeah, that was the black mask.
Son caught the scissor kick, son. It was hilarious.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
I gotta bring that back. I gotta find that. Oh, I gotta find that. I don't know if I can. It's been so many years.
Far too long.
Oh
we
my
talking
god.
about 6 mans and
Kobe Bryant is dead now. Like they made that meme when he was still alive.
Yeah. Well, that was probably one of the highest levels of the Mamba.
The look on his face as he scissor kicked Mo Williams was like, you could tell he looked sort of remorseful, but also not at the same time.
Because he hadn't realized what was happening, and it was like, oh shit. It was literally one of those oh shit moments. Like, well, I'm here now, so
I guess this is happening.
I might as well just put my heel into this motherfucker's face and apologize afterwards.
Oh my god. I hope I can find that. Please, God, basketball gods, let me find that Mom Bison.
Either one of them. Bruce or Kobe. Either one of them. But yeah, the conversation was about 6 mans in them, and the overall conversation was ultimately, you know what I'm saying, what are your your analysis about right now and your future projections
For the season?
No.
Oh, for Sixth Man of the Year?
For everything, son.
That's a lot. We're only, 8 games in? yeah, some shit like that. Like,
I mean, we in November now, so.
So far, I guess we would just kind of like do a freestyle of it. Especially since I'm playing fantasy, I feel like not so much that I'm more in tune with what's going on, but it's nice to see certain players that I otherwise would not.
This shit makes you watch the numbers way more. So.
And just certain players that I otherwise would not have cared about. And it makes me appreciate their games more. Like, even, it's not about the numbers they give me. Like, I don't care about that. Like, if they had some cool ass dunk, then at least fantasy put me in a position to go witness that.
It definitely makes you pay attention to players that you normally probably wouldn't have,
and it makes you more of a fan. I feel it makes you appreciate teams more. It makes you, like you said, more of a fan. Like, you are more invested. It because I don't care. I mean, I care about winning. Like, dudes like to win, but I'm just doing this fantasy shit for fun. Much like I do the show for fun. It's an outlet. And it's really fun. And so far, I noticed that a lot of guards are making names for themselves. A lot of young boy players are also making names for themselves very quickly.
Yeah, but that's just the times that we in, or that's just the game that's being played right now. We are slowly coming back into the age of the big man, but the guards still run shit. And look, you know what? For what it's worth, and I'm saying, that's once again, that's that Hove line. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, you can't have no conflict between the post and the point. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the chip. But honestly speaking, ever since the insurgents ever since basketball was created, you were either big enough to score on the inside, or you
shout out to the 75th anniversary. We won't do it on this episode because I'm just thinking of it now. But we gotta,
that team?
Yeah, we gotta cover the 70. We gotta cover the next 25 because we brought that up before. Remember? So now we gotta talk about who they picked and see, what's good with that. That's gotta be a Scrams.
No. Honestly, and again, I would have loved for them to have waited till at least All-Star break to do that.
Me too, especially since they fronted on Clay by making him 77.
All right, so you know what? We'll do that when around All-Star break.
I guess. Will it still matter? I mean, it'll still matter because it's a 75th season, so it's cool. We'll do that then.
No, that. You know what? Shit is still fresh right now. I don't want to do it right now because there may be too. All right, first of all, I fuck with Dame. He shouldn't be on there. I know why they put Westbrook on there, but I may not have put him on there. The fact Dwight Howard ain't on there that shit is
that's a crime.
That shit is an atrocity, son.
Yeah,
fuck out of here, son. But I wanted to marinate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So maybe not All-Star break, but let's say sometime next month.
No, I want specifically Scrams for it because then we'll have But again, it'll be perfect.
The Scrams appearances are. That's why I'm at least giving us that range of February.
Yeah, it's great. And when he appears, that'll be the one that's in the chamber.
Fair enough.
For that.
Stand by for that one.
To further elucidate my delicious observations about this young fledgling NBA season,
who's your most dangerous player right now?
Right now.
Ben Aki.
Man, there's a couple of them. Cole Anthony, Chris Duarte, and these are like young.
But at the same time, but you have to filter that because you have dangerous players, but the names you just named, they're not gonna dominate the league.
I got you.
When we talk about dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That Michael Jackson Dangerous album. So, Dangerous. what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that's, I mean, they already have smoke coming from their sneaks before they even start playing.
Oh, man. I've already mentioned him before in the last episode, Shea Gilgeous. Okay. Even though the Thunder are on a win streak, actually, speaking of them, and they keep getting these comeback wins, and largely in part because of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Wait, is Shea on your team?
Yeah.
That may be a little,
I'm definitely a little biased. But Mans
may be a conflict of interest, but you know
Mans is balling out though.
Like,
and I've been talking about him. It's not even about. It's not even about fantasy.
You know what? Like a lot of motherfuckers would say that because he's
how many times
he's
have I
overdue.
said that?
He's overdue for his coming out season.
His flowers, man. Like another guy that I really have been thinking about, especially in light of some other players' videos about him, is John Morant. Because now defenses don't know how to deal with the fact that he can shoot decently.
True indeed.
So when he drives, it comes as a surprise to them, especially because he's just doing floaters. He's not.
I ain't gonna lie, he's for him to really step up, he's gonna need 3J for that.
Who is playing okay.
He's coming on. Well, because he was injured the first couple of games, but since he's come back, he's
The Grizzlies, I feel, are going to be like, again, even though people are watching them because they snuck up last year, like, they're going to be one of those teams that sneaks up again because they have a nice, speaking of depth, like, they have a nice depth to them.
No, bro, they're
just a little injury riddled right now, but
it's Whip That Trick 2.0, but more on the offensive side.
Exactly, because I believe this is a Rusty Bucket video. Shout out to you. Their defensive ranking has like plummeted, but they are like ranked 6th offensively, like right now or some shit like that, which is incredible for them.
And again, it's still early season, but look, them having
But it shows you what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not like their defense is bad. They're just trying to take advantage of their athleticism and their talent, which they have a lot of.
Look, me personally, I would have
and a top 10 guard who that's what he's playing like right now.
Top 10 guard in his fourth season.
Third. Like,
yeah, it was 2019. So third season.
Yeah.
But either way, look, if they would have kept Valanciunas, I would have been cool with that. I may have done the same thing, but Steven Adams is definitely the better option
for them, especially.
Yeah, because he I love Valanciunas. He should be getting his shit off, and this should be his best season in New Orleans, of course. But Steven Adams gives the Grizzlies and I don't want to keep going to that, but he really presents that whoop and that whoop that trick for them, son. In this rendition of what seems to be their philosophy in Memphis.
They also don't have to run plays for him. He's a very good passer, excellent defender.
And he'll
good finisher. Like he's the center they needed.
Exactly.
Like
again, look, Valanciunas. For me, again, Valanciunas definitely gave them another dimension offensively, but at the same time, he's another one that has never really hit that he's never hit his ceiling the way he should.
Well, I would argue that he's hitting it now. Unfortunately,
we'll see.
Unfortunately, it's for teams that are in middle of the road as fuck. But he's remember in the beginning, like his first few years, niggas thought he was cooked and a waste because he wasn't like blossoming in Toronto like he should have and all this other shit.
But you know what it is? That wasn't really his fault because that was more of that Bargnani, big man. And ironically, even though Toronto was mad foreign, they had a perception about the big man that they were drafting back then.
No, I understand that.
Not to mention, Chris Bosh left, so really Toronto and look, it's funny enough. I just thought about this, but Toronto and Orlando kind of had the same weird connection with their big men. They can't keep them, and usually, Toronto they've had more because Bargnani skill-wise should have been the top 10 dude of all time, but I guess he ain't had that heart. Shout out to your man E. But by the time Valanciunas came around, like it was, they didn't know how to feel because really, remember, it was just Valanciunas and DeMar. And DeMar was still that dunk dude.
Yeah.
Valanciunas, he was perceived as just being like, a soft big man.
A soft big man who could shoot a little bit.
He could score a little bit, but you know what I mean?
But I would argue, he's hitting his ceiling now. He worked hard at it, and that's cool. And I'm kind of sad to see him leave Memphis.
But that's the whack thing because you remember he got traded in Toronto when he was probably putting up his best numbers.
Yeah. And, they clearly worked out for him. It's that Jordan meme. Like, clearly he took it personally. And now he's averaging, 20 and 7 right now? So...
No, look, to see him with a healthy Zion and a healthy Brandon Ingram, I mean, that's a triple threat that, like... I mean, I don't know if I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? If they all healthy and they all clicking, the only problem with that is... You have no facilitation for that. You have no Lonzo. You have no Drew Holiday. Josh Hart. Shit. Josh Hart running that would be nice.
But that's not what he does. So.
No. It is. Because Josh Hart at Villanova was elite. Well, Villanova's guard university, number one. Just to reel off various motherfuckers. Josh, Michael Fultz, of course, Brother Lowry. Who else? DiVincenzo. Who else? Shit. Somebody else I'm forgetting. That's an easy ass name, but. Either way, I just named 4 names and they all are still in the fucking league. So.
I think you just named 3 starters in that?
No, 4.
All 4 start, right?
Kyle, Josh, Michael, and not DiVincenzo, but somebody else. Somebody the fuck else. But DiVincenzo was a starter at one point. Actually, I don't know if he got player to fucking like MVP of the championship, but I remember him being a real marquee fucking like that main dude in one of them, maybe like a Final Four game, but he was one of them names that you remembered. So. But either and shout out to Jay Wright, who used to be the fucking coach at Hofstra. That's why Hofstra was popping back in the day during the Speedy Claxton days. And, he obviously moved on to bigger and better things, but Villanova, since he took over, that shit it's guard central, man. Like guard fucking central, son.
So yeah, you asked me my most dangerous player. It's hard to round it down, but maybe I'll give it to Ja because I feel like even though a lot of people know that he's good, really good, I liken it to Donovan Mitchell. Like he's taking the steps that Donovan Mitchell made in terms of
I hear that, boy, but I hear that and you say that.
And he might be better. That's what I'm saying. He might be better than this dude.
I hear what you're saying, but I know.
But he is a starter.
Your heart isn't into that one.
I'm just more impressed. I think that's
what it is. I get it. You throwing him out there, but your heart isn't.
And you asked me what the impressions on the young season are. My heart isn't into that one. You're right. Because there's a lot of guys, man, that are playing very well right out the gate. I don't want to give it to Malcolm Brogdon because I have bias, and he hasn't stayed on the court consistently enough to. That's how real it is. Had to change the track.
That's what we do.
Man, I want to give it to a guy that I don't have on my team or anything like that I don't have a connection to. RJ Barrett is a guy like that, for example. And I guess that's a guess that people have been talking about.
No, RJ, but, the way he's playing right now, he definitely should be most improved, but I won't give him most dangerous.
No, but
now again, like, all right, like Julius should be most dangerous.
I'm trying to think about. Yeah, he is. I'm trying to think about like hunger, like the hunger that players have on the comeback. Jimmy Butler springs to mind, but he's a star.
No. Like within that, within the parameters that you just presented, the most dangerous should be Zach LaVine.
Yeah, especially since he is playing alongside DeMar DeRozan, who is playing out of his mind.
Oh, I was about to say either him or DeMar. Son.
No, it'll be Zach because it's the perfect storm. He will be a free agent next year.
You know what?
So
based upon what I just said and the minutia of the brain waves going on right now, somehow, some way, this is in a weird way become the year of the two guards, son. Because it should be either Buddy, Zach, DeMar, even though DeMar's playing a small forward. And I can name probably like two other fucking two guards right now. Jaylen Brown is one of them.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. I don't want to say lesser because he's not lesser, but Gary Trent Jr. been playing dumb good.
Jalen's perception is lesser because of the team he's on.
Cole Anthony because Markelle Fultz is the point guard, right?
Cole is
he's the point guard. Cole's the point guard.
I don't even think I've seen Markelle play. He may be injured.
He may be injured.
But even when he comes back, Cole has that.
So he got the job. It's over.
Just the two guards.
I know. I'm trying to think of guards. God.
See. All right, because Murray, he plays on San Antonio. He plays the point, but.
Yeah,
he's another one though.
He's been balling.
Honestly, he may be top 5 most dangerous.
Yeah, he's been balling.
When we really settle this shit, because he's getting, and I'm mad I ain't get him, son. And I thought about it, son.
He was out there too. He was available.
I thought about it, son, because he's another one, boy. He's been on the ascension, son. But he don't get his acclaim because he's in San Antonio. After the dynasty, you know what I'm saying? Even though, realistically, for, last, 3 seasons, they've been in the mix to at least have, the 8th or 7th seed. Especially, once again, shout out to DeMar, who was definitely on my squad. But DeMar was definitely part of that, but they were, consistently, 9th, 8th, 7th seed.
Yeah, with just a handful of young dudes. And DeMar and LaMarcus Aldridge. So that's not bad. And Boban initially in his first year. Shout out to Boban.
Them Boban commercials are hilarious with him and Tobias. And the goldfish shits.
Yeah. So it was worth it.
I need Boban on the. I need BB on the Knicks, son. I need him on the Knicks, son. He would do wonders out here, son.
So yeah, speaking about your question, not to drag it on too long, because I want to get to the wrestling portion, and then I want to get to the eating portion of the night after the episode.
The most important. The second most important.
Definitely. I've really enjoyed the season thus far. I think it'll be a good one as they try to kind of restore basketball normalcy in the season and in the league and in the schedule. More importantly, I hope they will consider again shortening the season. They won't because they're greedy, but I hope they do. And I don't want to look too far ahead, but I look forward to Christmas and post All-Star break to see how the storylines develop, because the storylines are still young. All the ones that I care about, Denver is still kind of developing because Jamal Murray's still injured. Michael Porter Jr. is still injured, is injured right now.
Once again, he came into the league with back injuries, and if you have one back twinge, you understand what it is. So
yeah, and you can't move. You feel that twinge and then you can't move. Oh my
Nah,
god.
yo, all right, you know what I'm saying? And just a slight little pause. I'm gonna take you back to SummerSlam 1991. I never knew up until like maybe a couple of weeks ago that Kurt Hennig had a fucked up back in that match against fucking Bret Hart, son. And that shit was a clinic. But apparently that's when his back problems had started and the man really couldn't even move, but you saw the perfection within that, son. Both with the towel and the gum.
Shout out to our patron saint, Kurt Hennig, a.k.a. Mr. Perfect.
I mean, one of my favorites in WrestleFest.
Indeed. But before we get into wrestling, I've enjoyed the basketball thus far. I look forward to more of it, to see who the breakout stars are going to be.
So your most dangerous player is Ja?
Him or Buddy? I think I'm going to stick to Buddy because Buddy's playing well right now. I think that he has taken personally the.
No, you gotta.
I'm gonna go with Buddy because.
Come on, baby.
I'm gonna go with Buddy because Ja is a star, so it makes sense that.
You saw the first Jaws, all right? You know what I'm saying? You don't get the shark unless you out there, son.
You know, I'm gonna go with Buddy because
as you should.
He is in a particular role to do that and be that because he's a six man. He doesn't start.
Now.
And people can't stop him, man. This dude is over here shooting half-court threes after spinning around dudes and shit.
People can't stop him. He's definitely elevated. No. He's enhanced his strengths, but
I think he's just mad. Like we knew he could score. Yeah. Like we knew that wasn't the problem. Like I think.
See, and that would have been the funny shit.
I think he took not being dealt personally.
The funny shit would have been had he actually gone to Houston, son, because. Shit, me and a lot of other people included, I would have compared him to a James Harden when he was playing at Oklahoma. But the biggest difference between him, like, he's a naturally better shooter than James. And James, the big stroke is there, but if you throw those old Arizona State highlights on from James Harden, even way before he had the mohawk, you saw that the man, he can get to the rack at will on some like real, not even like some LeBron like pout, like just some smooth, almost like, you know, created character type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even explain it, bro, but that's how I knew. I'm like, this. When I saw like OKC drafted this man 3rd overall, I'm like, oh shit, they got a little problem going on in OKC there, bro. But at the same time with Buddy, what I saw James Harden, but James Harden, like, as we will classify that as, you know, James Harden within, I guess, the 3rd or 4th beard. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I guess we're going to have to do the fucking 7 beards of Harden. Well, fuck it. Nah, it's going to be the 10 beards of Harden. Fuck it. The 10 beards.
Like the 10 rings of the Mandarin?
All day.
The 10 beards.
Actually, the 10th beard is, he finally just shaves the shit off.
The beard of nothingness.
You know what I'm saying?
The no beards.
I mean, the Gillette Harden. But Buddy, shit, I would love to have Buddy on Knicks right now, but Buddy he's always going to be one of those to where he's going to be lost in translation. I don't know what team he could be on that will really give him his just due, but at this point, the land of the misfits seems to be the fucking Bucks. So
he'd be great there.
I know that, and that's me fantasy booking. But well, no, fuck that. Me fantasy booking is him on the Knicks. Stay tuned for that, folks.
Speaking of Homer shits, we're gonna talk about True Mark shit, the true kernel of the episode. I don't know why I'm rubbing my hands because we're about to talk about people who lost their jobs, which I feel bad about. I always feel bad about that. Even
No.
Even if one of these people is Nia Jax,
there's no
I
sympathy.
feel bad,
There's no sympathy nor empathy needed because you were rubbing your hands together because the feast is finally there, son. Like the individuals that were released and lost their... Again, none of these motherfuckers are broke, so it wasn't like, But we all feel enlightened. Because honestly speaking, you know what I'm saying? We I was Vincent Mann for Halloween, so, things I may say tonight will be a little fucking antagonistic, but I really don't give a fuck. But there were superstars that were released very recently. There were stars that were released somewhat recently. And now, truth be told, not since right before the Monday Night Wars, there has never, alright. Most people hate the invasion. I was a fan of it just because I understood what the fuck was going on and what was happening. And, the invasion, if nothing else, son, that shit provided a whole lot of comedic fucking X Factor, son. Hill Stone Cold was funny. I ain't like it at first, but Hill Stone Cold, like, if I watch that now, son, I giggle like a fucking little kid, son. Even before the what shit, son. Just him hugging motherfuckers, son. Hey, free man. Me and the Dancing Bear was watching a video the other day when I guess it was right before either like Unforgiven or like No Mercy 01, but back when they were questioning RVD's fucking allegiance. And then they, you know what I'm saying, I think it was an episode of SmackDown, but RVD hit Kurt Angle with the 5-star. Then now that would have been Raw, so next episode of SmackDown, that's when RVD was in the limo with Vince, but prior to that, Stone Cold, and this was definitely during the days of Deborah's Cookies. They threw your man RVD a big ass, celebration. And your man Stone Cold, for whatever reason, looked in RVD's eyes and was like, yo, RVD, you mean the world to me, son. Wait. RVD, he's looking around like, yo, but nigga, I don't know you. Then Stone Cold gave him his watch. There's probably some Timex shit. Whatever, like the ill Hunter redneck brand was. Stone Cold was definitely busting his camouflage jacket. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. But those are definitely the glory days, and unfortunately, shit has dwindled down since then.
In many, many, many ways that we have enumerated on this show and beyond it. But the reason why we're bringing it up this time is because this next wave of releases is another kind of culling of talent in a year that has seen...
That's not even... You can't even just call that talent, bro.
Some of it is. Some of it is
I'm
very
saying
talented.
like just to call it talent is an understatement.
Yeah.
In regards to the names.
Yeah.
Or the names that we'll refer to, because we ain't going through all them fucking names. Cause
well, it's not that long.
They're not worth it, son. We're not talking about Eva Marie, son.
I mean, we know why she was fired, but yeah, this is another kind of scroll of folks released. The usual reason for this year, as with the many other budget cuts, such as Bray Wyatt, and
budget cuts, and honestly, the true definition of burials.
And moreover, the burial of Triple H, which we will get into, as many other YouTubers have gone into. But let's start at the top. Keith Lee, someone pegged to be a...
Well, no. Bearcat.
Excuse me, Bearcat Lee. Someone pegged to be a future champion, has everything, the charisma, the moves, the athleticism, everything. Like, the fan base finally cut after WWE had miserably failed in trying to get him over because they didn't need to. He was already over.
Even though the man had heart complications because of COVID.
Yep, but they fired him. They also fired his wife, Mia Yim, alongside...
They buried him, they dug him back up, then buried him again.
Yep, and they did the same to his wife, fiance, Mia Yim.
And they weren't going to do nothing. As soon as they made her a part of Retribution, you know what it was.
It was a wrap. That's why Mercedes Martinez was not with it, who was in the last round of firings. So he was the major one. Karrion Kross, and now once again Killer Kross, I imagine, thank goodness. Finally let go after, mercifully, one would say, after they made him wear that dumb ass Demolition or Warlord mask.
Or as some as some people have referred to it, the Dominatrix outfit.
I like that. Vince McMahon is truly out of his mind.
Either way, look. Keith Lee and Killer Kross don't have jobs in the E, but Jinder Mahal is still there.
Miraculously.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Miraculously. Well, you know why Jinder Mahal is still there. You fucking know why.
Needles Mahal.
Nia Jax, which was a surprising one because as people have been shouting into the wind for years, she is The Rock's cousin by blood. So they figured she was protected despite the fact that she was ending careers and endangering careers left and right.
There ain't that much protection in the world. Not for her big ass.
The initial rumor is...
and I'm not, shout out to my big girls, but she's on the whack spectrum of the big girls, okay? She, like, when you know what I'm saying, when you're in the club and, you know what I'm saying, to make room for the big girls comes on, you don't want her coming around, okay? You need her way the fuck back in the crowd.
So
I don't want to see her twerking. I don't want to see her do... If she starts twerking, she may hurt somebody. And not in a good way.
So they finally canned her. I guess the shield of The Rock wasn't enough for her. They tried to discredit her, apparently. Rumors said that she was unvaccinated, and that's why they fired her. But she came out on Twitter to say that wasn't true. So who knows why they fired her.
And nobody gives a fuck.
It is what it is. She's finally gone, so hopefully she won't cripple anyone anymore.
She may end up in Impact, but ain't nobody trying to see her.
Nah, don't enjoy that women's division is too good to have her monstrously killing people in it. After her was Ember Moon. Not really a shock, even though she's one of the best female wrestlers in the world.
They were never going to bring her up, and
they never knew what to do with her. It's just,
she was wax.
They knew that, and this is the overarching theme that I wanted to address and talk to, that, again, many other creators have already brought up. This is a series of more nails in the coffin that Triple H is buried in as the developer of the original NXT. And
Triple H is becoming like the first Mummy movie, son. He's fucking Hemotep, son.
Yeah, they
have officially crucified and mummified this nigga, throwing him in the coffin for him to fucking come out as the fucking Desert Storm nigga, son.
As a vengeful scarab wielding mummy. So Ember Moon, a part of that crop of NXT, that was part of the golden era of NXT. A women's champion, a tag team champion. Definitely should have ended Asuka's streak at whatever takeover that was. But
she was one of the last few individuals that had the last licks of what was NXT, especially like the women's division.
Yeah, she had she was super over. They ruined her. They didn't even try on the main roster as usual. Obviously, my usual accusation is because she's black, and the E is run by out of touch old white dudes. So of course they don't know what to do with black women. See Naomi. See what they're doing to Naomi. Next person is Eva Marie. As my partner alluded to, no one cares why they fired Eva Marie, but they did. The obvious answer is that because she's terrible in the ring, and they keep thinking that if they hire these dolls, that they'll get over.
No.
And it's not gonna happen. But she looks great. Shout out to her. She got her bread. Mia Yim, who I already mentioned. I'm going down a list. Shout out to Fightful. I think this is a Fightful. No, this is Sporting News. Shout out to Sporting News. Thank you. Next name on the list is Harry Smith, the son of Davy Boy Smith.
The British Bulldog.
Hall of Famer, British Bulldog, R.I.P.
Who again apparently was...
He was tearing it up in Japan and all over the world.
And apparently he was on an episode of SmackDown during July. I don't watch SmackDown enough to...
Me neither, so I didn't even know that.
I saw that clip earlier, but...
Shout out to the Lightskin research team for digging that one up there.
But, the man, well, his father deserved better, but, his father also had them demons, but I saw Harry Smith out in, when he was in, again, New Japan, and, again, the man, I have no complaints about his work, so they chose to do nothing with him. And again, that still stems from that heart, whatever weird fucking relationship Vince still kind of thinks he has with the Hart family. It's bullshit.
Sure is. So I'm sure he'll land somewhere. I hope he does. Presumably back in Japan, but who knows these days? The forbidden door is open, so.
AEW.
There's opportunities for everybody.
AEW.
Lince Dorado, a third of Lucha House Party. I might as well mention him and Grand Metalik together. Metalik, they were both fired finally.
At some point, listen. At some point, I'm gonna need the Lucha Brothers, and they seem like they don't want to do this with Andrade, so they may need another. I don't know who that could be, but at some point, I'm gonna need them to bring the LWO back.
With Andrade as the leader, but
like I said, they for whatever reason they seem like they don't want to do that. So I don't know who else could be the leader, but I'm gonna need them to do that. So.
We'll see. So hopefully Lucha House Party reunites in AEW. We'll see how it goes. And
they'll just become a part of the Lucha Brothers, man.
Yeah, they have, like you said, the LWO
but
Lucha
again,
stable.
The Lucha Brothers, like I said, Lucha Brothers ultimately should just become the LWO.
We'll see. Jeet Rama, Katrina Cortez.
As a matter of fact, I don't want to cut you off, but fuck it. Matt Hardy should be the leader of the LWO. He can speak Spanish.
Sure, why not?
We bring back Broken. Well,
it'll probably be better than
I don't know how to say. I don't know how to say Broken Matt in Spanish, but yeah, he well, his wife is. His wife Puerto Rican, Dominican. I don't know what she is. But,
I don't remember.
But he speaks Spanish, though.
So, the next few names are all NXT people. Jeet Rama, Katrina Cortez, Trey Baxter, Zeta Ramier, Jesse Camilla, B-Fab, who was in Hit Row, who just got called up to the main roster.
Or as the brother man refers to them, Shit Row.
Yep.
But, a lot of people will front on the brother man JD, but her being fired really emphasizes everything that he was talking about. They did not let them truly
marinate.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who the fans were into in B-Fab as the only female in the group who just only wrestled 2 matches.
Boy, Jim Cornette, dead ass was like, yo, B-Fab probably out of all of them was the biggest star. Or she had the best personality, son.
Yeah.
Now, again, Jim Cornette, who motherfuckers swears racist, he flat out was like, yo, she was the one that really popped out. Even more than Swerve.
Who was the best wrestler in the group and the most swag, has the most swag.
And he's the one that is ready to be pushed. That's why he should have been.
No, they should have, like you said, they should have let them marinate in NXT, and that would have been his push.
They should have been the new Undisputed Era, bro. At least
Exactly.
let them rock for a year. A year,
And let
bro.
him keep that title. Just let him
Like, let them pop as a group. But, you know, whatever.
So they fired her. They fired Oni Larkin.
The part of the bald group.
Yeah, the Baldies, the new Baldies.
Him and because Oni was the Englishman and it was this other dude. Yeah, they were part of the Pat McAfee squad with Brother Mans on the Bruiserweight.
Yep, exactly. So shout out to him. I'm sure he will definitely be on AEW because he's definitely a wrestling ass nigga. So he'll be punching niggas there. It'd be cool to see him with like the Revival or in the Pinnacle. That's what they are. Yeah, they're the Pinnacle. They're in the Pinnacle. That'd be nice to pick up for them. Frankie Monet, aka Taya Valkyrie, once again.
Who just signed like
5 minutes ago, basically. They barely did anything with her on the air. I think they gave her a title shot and she lost. I don't really watch NXT like that, y'all, so I'm sorry. So forgive me, don't be upset with me. But they did nothing with her. They just signed her for no reason because John Morrison is there, I guess. And again, missed out, just like they did with Scarlett Bordeaux, who's the last name on this list. Missed out a chance to have some real powerful husband and wife pairings on the main roster. Like those were a slam dunk, and they fucked it up. She didn't even need to be in NXT. I don't know why she was there in the first place, but she was. And that's the end of the list here. So I guess the question I have for you is, out of these, like, who do you think will make like the biggest impact? You know, assuming they don't retire or do non-wrestling things instead or whatever it is, you know.
Honestly, not for nothing, the first name is, well, I'll call her Taya Valkyrie for right now, but definitely her, bro.
That's who she is again. Frankie was the slave name. Frankie Monet was her slave name.
Yeah, I know, but definitely her, because once again, bro, I'm always gonna be in between both the old school and the modern. Okay, she looks like a grown ass woman that you probably don't want to fight. I fuck with Sasha Banks, but if you got a certain amount of strength, you know you can throw her ass around. So. Her and Bayley. So. And so, like, when it comes to, like, again, more like Jim Cornette type of shit and that old school, that MWA shit, I'm always a proponent of wrestling is 75% simulation and 25% fight. But the fight has to be the part that's the most significant. The simulation doesn't mean shit if the fight doesn't mean anything. So, like, you know what I mean? I understand where, like, some of the old heads, they be on their bullshit, but I'm a match fan, son. So, like, I know how old matches used to go, and I'm saying where you would build up, and then it wouldn't be like 75,000 fucking false finishes. There'll be false pinfalls, but you don't have a motherfucker doing their finisher 5 times to beat a nigga, son. As a matter of fact, back in the day, you would have false finishes, but as soon as somebody hit their finisher, game over, match over. But even within that, I'm cool with what's going on and so on and so forth, especially with AEW. But again, them letting Keith Lee go, Killer Cross, they definitely they lose a lot of I don't want to say the realism, but they lose a lot of what used to be known as kayfabe. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers that were visually imposing and intimidating, and motherfuckers that you generally thought that could not lose, and people that you would see and be like, damn, he looks like he should be a professional fucking wrestler. And again, that's not to take away shit from, like, you know, the Johnny Gargano's, or again, Finn Balor is one of my fucking favorites of all time, son. Of all time, like, you know, just the swag and the way he does the way he does shit, but he understood what it took to be a star a long time ago, and he understood that he was a smaller dude. So his style is that of, I would take it back to a Macho Man, but, you know, we'll just say his style is that of like a Shawn Michaels, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, man, they let a couple of stars go that really could have projected and propelled them to certain the heights they needed to be to really be that number one fucking company. And, you know, again, that's where it comes down to, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look at the skeleton of Vinnie Mac and just, you know, ask what the fuck, man.
When it eventually is bleached and exposed to the sky.
For real, man.
So yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, as I prefaced, you know, it's sad to see anyone lose their job, whether they got to do anything on screen or not, because people are trying to, you know, split hairs like they always do. As for who will make an impact, I definitely think Keith Lee and Mia Yim together will make an impact somewhere. Maybe an impact, who knows? But I wish the best for all these people, because pretty much everybody on this list is highly talented. Even the NXT people I don't know that well. Like, clearly, if you were there, you were there for a reason.
They let stars go.
Yeah,
like stars they needed.
Whole stars they needed. Especially for problems that they claim and admit themselves that they have. But
and not even just stars, but stars that would have helped them hit different fucking segments and different you know, extremes of the masses, bro. Keith Lee could easily be a fucking, not only like a mainstream fucking like hero, but just, you know, because he, you know, just because he's black, bro, he could be a hero for the hood, man.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, look, it's funny, but, you know, a lot of little people, you know, and young people that I know, like, they grew up looking up to, in regards to wrestling, to John Cena, bro.
And Ric Flair still, even.
Well, that was old Flair, but, you know.
But still.
But either way, like, you know, I get it, but I still kind of have a problem with that. So.
I'm not saying that isn't weird. It's
no,
just,
I'm talking about John Cena, not Flair. But yeah.
Both, like, for both, it's weird. It's a little weird.
At least with Flair,
because yeah, they have it for The Rock as well, but it's like more like, well, he's Dwayne Johnson now, you know.
That, and they again, they weren't around when he really was The Rock, and when he came back, that was only for like a certain amount of time.
Exactly,
so.
It's not the same thing. So I would like their, you know, for someone who's more contemporary, someone more modern to have relevancy. This touches a bit upon, you know, even though JD isn't like them shit roll or whatever, like, and because of who's developing them, at least, you know, if they are claiming that they have freedom over their characters, so.
And it's not that JD doesn't like him. He just was, again, just a proponent of, they should get their shit off in NXT, then come up, because they easily could have been the next Regime, Legion, Squad in NXT. So.
Yeah. And
it would have been very easy for them.
Especially since, you know, all those guys need seasoning.
Now,
so, you know.
That free range that you were talking about, that was given to them by none other than Paul Levesque. And there's no fucking question as to why they popped after he did that. So he was like, all right, you know what? I can't tell y'all how to be hood or how to be whatever.
I'm just going to let you do what you do.
Yeah. And then that's when they started popping.
I don't believe in y'all. That's all.
I'm going to give y'all the range.
What a shocker. You believe in your talent and things.
You let your talent be creative.
Yep. Entertainers, you know, the guy who's always talking about, sports entertainment. Like, you let your entertainers entertain and you see what happens.
Where would Saturday Night Live be if this nigga Lawrence Frank wouldn't let his talent be creative.
Lorne Michaels?
Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
Where would they be?
Yeah.
First of all,
Elsewhere, being funny.
But again,
you know, probably, but...
First of all, they had to be, because they were like the originators of that kind of fucking show back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Now again, when you go back to like the original cast, boy, it was nothing but fucking Hall of Famers. So.
True indeed. But you know, they don't, you know, no one's bigger than the company. So it is what it is. They're just gonna keep on doing this budget cuts bullshit. And I guess they hope that Braun Breaker and Parker Bordeaux are the future. I don't know. Like, whatever the fuck.
No. That won't happen because he's a Steiner.
It's again, I always come back to this point. I both love and hate to see them suffer. The Schadenfreude is delicious, but I'm also tired, man, especially for the people who work for them. As someone who's worked for a company who purposefully does things shittily on purpose, like just to maintain that control or to maintain some semblance of looking good, I guess, will put its workers through it. You could argue that's most companies.
Oh, that's the 99 percentile.
Yeah, exactly. You could argue that's most job experiences, but to go back to my previous point, you're there to enter. You guys are we as marks see you guys as wrestlers. I don't know why I'm talking to them like they're watching, but we see these folks, especially in the E, as wrestlers. But Vince is trying to push them as sports entertainers, and so let them entertain. Like, and you won't even let them do that. For the ones who actually can entertain or have something to offer. But
the ones that want to, which is honestly probably 80% of their fucking roster.
Yeah, who are just dying for a chance. It's not even that they hate Vince or hate their job or whatever. They just want to be able to do it. I imagine that's highly frustrating. Imagine you gotta wait outside of a dude office for hours just to talk to him for 2 minutes, just to get some insight on your character.
I mean, if you get that.
If you get that, you know, you probably gotta come back the next day. Like, this draconian, you know, lick the boots shit is so stupid. Like, and because he's so removed from it, obviously, you know, they're still making money. The other headline attached to all these firings or releases was that they posted their third quarter earnings, and I think they're like up 15% in terms of profit or whatever. So they're getting bread as usual, and they have the nerve to announce this on the same day that they fired 18 people.
I mean, look, first of all, that's bullshit.
Some of which would have made them that money many times over.
Of course they're going to be up 15% because they have crowd shows now.
And, you know, merchandise is still going somewhat strong, I imagine.
Nah, bro, that's what you call fucking bullshit accounting, bro. Making certain numbers look... Well, using certain numbers to protect the fucking theme that you're trying to get over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, you know, again, they are beholden to shareholders. That's how... Those are the only ones they keep, you know, wanting to lie to.
Yeah.
And to keep this whole charade going. But...
ultimately, for them, it's about the numbers, but we're getting to that age, especially when they signed with Fox. That's when, like, the pressure started being on, ironically, but especially considering Fox's history. But they were the ones that put the pressure on them because they was like, all right, y'all making it seem like y'all giving us a product that we signed for, but it's some bullshit.
And that's also may or may not be making deals with NBC Universal to sell the WWE to them, which has been rumored for the last 2 years now or so.
It was part of that. That was part of it. That was part of it. Then they fucked around and they let the shit go to the cock. But at this point, don't be surprised if SmackDown goes to FS1 instead of being on, you know, just Fox.
Eventually. But I don't know. Not even Fox maybe could afford, because again, the only reason Universal / USA and Fox even signed these deals. In addition to Saudi Arabia, besides I guess the fact that MBS must be like a wrestling mark or whatever. There's a lot of marks in Saudi Arabia.
NBC or MBS?
MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the ruler of Saudi Arabia. But but it's ridiculous. You're not making the most of your resources, your fan base, or any of that. These networks are just content to be like, well, at least 1 million or so people will watch this show every week, or these 2 shows every week. But even they, like you alluded to, are getting super frustrated about that because they're not getting their return back. And, being shady-ass WWE as usual. So I don't know what other recourse is there. Like, honestly, I wish they would just sell to Universal already. And even if they don't have someone who is a wrestler running shit, how much different is that than the corpse of Vince McMahon, who keeps getting facelifts and looks weird because he looks like a fucking doll. Run it into the ground, because that's what's going to happen in 5 years. Whatever deals they make or whatever it is they keep doing, you can only do so many crown jewels to keep the company afloat, especially since your approach is everybody's expendable. We're just going to get a bunch of kids in here that we can control and, fuck everything else and fuck our competition.
You can only have Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns so many times, man.
You can only bring back Goldbergs, but so many times.
And nobody wants to see this dude.
You can only bring back Hulk Hogan, but so many times. You can only bring back, the list goes on and on. You fired Ric Flair, of all people, this year, for fuck's sake. So you can't even bring him back anymore.
Stay tuned for Charlotte going to AEW.
Yeah, it's coming, man. And I'm actually excited about it. Good for her, son. We'll see what her I'm free from this prison promo is like. Maybe we'll see her actually cut a real promo instead of the robotic ones that she's always accused of cutting.
Yeah, she's a much cooler person outside of WWE. Son.
Yeah, I eagerly await.
She has way more swag when she's just herself.
Speaking of couples, I can't wait to see together on screen with her and Andrade. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see who else they'll fire. Undoubtedly, there will be more people. The rumor is that there is more people coming. This is odd because usually they fire people more after WrestleMania than anything else. But I guess they waited for this one. And I guess that trip through the NXT Performance Center was a real, doom, apocalypse wave or, grim portent for Triple H's organization. And unfortunately, as many other pundits have postulated, NXT is dead as we know it. And now we are here in the Super Bowl era, which is probably going to suck. Maybe we'll have 1 or 2 or 3 guys that are actually good, but...
No.
But even if they are, they're not going to flourish under these dudes, under these old
That's what I'm saying, bro. Once Bruce takes shit over, it's over. But Vince and Bruce, no.
Nah, nothing will grow under their withering gaze.
That shit is the poison hand, son. The Uranagi. Son.
Exactly, the Uranagi into hell, pretty much. So we'll see. And before I guess we wrap it up, we're just gonna do a brief. Preview is wrong because it's not really gonna run down the card or anything, but just to give you a brief announcement that we will do a Full Gear episode. We usually do episodes.
Oh, like a Full Gear, full wrestling episode.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I was gonna say, like we did for Double or Nothing and all the other major shows that happen that we watch. Yeah. From beginning to end. We're gonna watch Full Gear and give you our reactions about it.
And, the rotation has unfortunately come back to the wrestling. So
hey, man, it might be popping. We might be on the night after Full Gear being like, yo, that shit was amazing, and it's kind of nice to still be a wrestling fan. You never know.
I'm thinking about throwing a Full Gear party, so we'll see.
So that'll be the, as you say, the spice melange.
Yes.
On that.
Stay tuned for the wings.
I personally am looking forward to Eddie versus CM Punk. I feel like that'll be a slobber knocker.
between two old violent niggas. I have a feeling, and maybe this might happen, maybe it's not, that Kenta will run out and attack CM Punk now that he has won the U.S. title in New Japan. So,
and they just had a some pay-per-view event.
Exactly. So I hope that happens. We'll see. I hope there's a lot of surprises besides Lana. Even though that'll also be a nice surprise. Or I guess CJ. I guess CJ Perry, as her real name is.
Ain't nobody trying to see Lana. So.
And I just hope that isn't the main thing. Even if there's no Bray Wyatt, I don't. And I guess this is what I'll leave you with. Even though we talked about this already off camera. Does Bray Wyatt showing up because I believe his non-compete clause is done? Do they do it? Should they or should they not do it? Like, do you pull the trigger on that?
No.
Do you wait?
No.
What do you do? What do you do if you have the book? What do you do with Wyndham, assuming he's coming to AEW? Because he's not Bray Wyatt anymore. Hey.
There are no new appearances for Full Gear. Full Gear is just Full Gear. I don't want nobody popping out. I don't need nobody popping out. We let 2021 rock out with the roster that we have.
Do you give Hangman the title?
No. But unfortunately, no, because of the timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I wasn't against Hangman winning the Battle Royale. But at the same time, for me, that was a little too early. I bring Hangman back. I let him go on like a nice little streak of wins. Put him in the Battle Royal, then let him win. Or, again, if he wins that Battle Royal, should I let him just, he doesn't cash in this early, bro. Yeah. I let him cash in at whatever, Revolution, something next year. Kenny needs to rock out as a champion for the rest of this year. Now, them two clashing again doesn't make sense now.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Because the story is there, but you haven't built the story up to make it like, It has that first level, but the second level isn't there. Why should I be invested in Kenny and Hangman, alright?
The fans want it. That's why I asked if you have the book, because
the fans want it.
You're torn between what the fans want and what you think is a better business decision.
Yeah, the fans want that, and the fans want that, but it's not about what they want. It's about when you give that to them. You know what I'm saying? That's where the E has fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They want to play with people, but it's all about the timing. Once again, I let Hangman, if he wins that Battle Royale, he doesn't cash in till sometime next year. We gotta let shit marinate, bro. Y'all had y'all shit last year around this time. Now we're just, the shit is synthetic instead of being organic now. You're not building anything. You just now you're giving the fans too much of what they want.
Yeah, I think I think your point about oversaturation, I guess, or overstimulation, that's the word I'm looking for, is
it's both of those, because
it's a danger to them that it can't. And again, I'm happy that people are working, well paid, all that.
But it is oversaturation. Well, no, it can't get to that.
There's only so much TV time.
They're not there yet, but again, if they bring somebody else out at Full Gear, then they're fully in that oversaturation. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if it's one Wyndham Rotunda.
You can't put too much salt into your dish, man. It has to be just enough salt.
They're barely just dealing with Black and Andrade,
Meanwhile, you still have Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole, bro.
They're serving like crazy.
There should be nobody else for the rest of the year, son.
Yeah,
there should be nobody else for the rest of the... Me personally, I wouldn't bring nobody else out until at least February or March, son. Honestly, bro. Let the salt resonate.
So wait till Double or Nothing?
or Revolution, I guess, if they have it. Assuming they have it.
Honestly, the way they do shit, because they don't have like that kind of like WrestleMania pay-per-view. Sooner or later they will get it. But
no, it's Double or Nothing for them.
But Double or Nothing is in May though. You know what I'm saying?
But that's still their WrestleMania though.
I hear you, but I'm just talking about the timing of it. You know, that March, April.
But they have fewer pay-per-views, so.
Yeah, I know that. But that's also why I say sooner or later they will have something, whether it's in February, March, or April, and that will be like not like their WrestleMania, but their antithesis to WrestleMania. Not saying that that's their biggest show, but that will be like their matchup against WrestleMania.
But why not just move Double or Nothing to April? And I get why they don't.
Again, you could do that.
They don't want to directly compete with them. They want to get all their money. But
no, you can still do that because like Double or Nothing.
They also don't want to directly compete with Supercard of Honor, which is also around that time. Like that's like wrestling Christmas, like that time, April. So.
But that's my point.
So I imagine.
So
Cody
sooner or later they have to what.
Cody doesn't want to step on other people's toes. Forget the E. Like I think it's more about his other people that he doesn't want to like step on.
But again, once again, and we always have to go back to this. Their super card was that fucking Saturday before whatever WrestleMania that was.
Because ROH may not even be a thing anymore. So you know that may not even be a concern after a while. I would love to see them compete head to head in the same month. That would
if it was
WrestleMania and Double or Nothing the same month, that would be amazing. I think that would be huge.
Not even, just like a week apart, bro. It don't have to be.
Yeah, it'd be huge.
Now again, if they really gangster, they make that shit like the same weekend. But
nah,
being that they can't do that. No, they won't do that because now they're making WrestleMania 2 nights, which is
even with that, like it's a risk in the sense that. It's much like how NXT TakeOver, they planned it so that it wouldn't steal the shine away from the main show too much, even though it was the poppin'est thing all weekend.
That's corny. That's very corny.
No, I ideally it would be one is at the start of the month, the first Saturday, Sunday weekend, and then the other is at the end of the month, the weekend, the last weekend of the month.
No, WrestleMania historically has always been like that first weekend in April.
So that's that.
Or whatever, like Easter weekend.
And then Double or Nothing at the end of the month, and that'd be ill.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the future holds. But back to Full Gear. So we'll talk about Full Gear. As it draws ever near, very very close, and we'll talk things about it. We'll make an episode about it. We swear, we promise. Pinky swear.
Yes.
I'm pinky swearing the mic right now.
Yes.
Any final words you have for the masses?
Stay tuned for the gravy. Stay tuned for the barbecue sauce. You know what I'm saying? Until the day I die, I'll definitely be the bandit that is light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? Bandit _ no, excuse me. Yeah, bandit _ light 7. Excuse me, the sake is hitting a little bit. And
yeah, you can find him on the Metagram, because now they're not Facebook anymore, right? Metagram.
You know what I'm saying? You can find me on MySpace at
You could be in my top 8, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
You can find me in Twitter, Undisputed Cancerverse, and cat memes. Love it, hate it, shit posting it. You can find me at Shining Blizzard. I'm gonna go with Blizzard instead of Brizard because it's supposed to be Shining Wizard, so we're gonna go with Blizzard. Also, it sounds like Blizzard, so that sounds kind of cool. No pun intended.
Yes.
Send me your hate, your love, your cat memes. Video game announcements.
Your clean panties, not the dirty ones.
Your OnlyFans previews.
And all types of...
I may not join, but I still want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
illicit pics, but, no dudes or anybody that identifies as males.
And, that's all the gas I got. As I said, stay tuned for Full Gear episode next time. Watch the 2 episodes that came out today as of recording from last week. Was supposed to be kind of a double episode thing, but
we dropped a double out.
Yeah, there you go. We gotta what color would our tape be? Because I can't call it the purple tape. Like,
that shit is, it's the Mauve tape.
the Mauve tape. That's the title right there, the Mauve tape at the end of the world. There you go. Bam. So
Yes.
you did it. So stay tuned to all our future endeavors. Shout out to all those folks who got released on to bigger and better things. We believe in you.
Shout out to our unique 10.
And you know, R.I.P. once again to Judy Bagwell. You know, we miss you already. And thank you for tuning in. If you made it this far, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary royalty, we appreciate you forever and always. Goodbye.
Shimon.